What is up, guys? Welcome back to a new Link Evolution deck video. Today I'm bringing up a deck that I really hated back at its peak, but after some sufficient ban list hits it's actually a lot more reasonable to play. Nekroz is probably one of the best ritual decks to have ever been introduced to the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Not only are they based off of some popular monsters in the game already, they also share their effects with their counterparts while slightly going after extra deck monsters on the field a bit more. Each Nekroz monster has some sort of discard effect to search or protect, along with a field effect. Sadly, Unicorn is still limited to 1 in this game, but the deck is still pretty good either way. Unicorn while on the field negates all monsters summoned from the extra deck, so in certain matches you can see how this can be really important. Brionek and Closolas are the discard searchers who can get you either a Nekroz monster or a spell to help set up your plays. Discarding them is always good since you can ritual summon them from the grave with Cycle anyway, unless you need to summon Brionek for whatever reason immediately. Trishula is strong as ever just like his Synchro version, but there is a strong drawback. Instead of banishing up to 3 cards, he must banish exactly 3, meaning if your opponent lacks a field, grave, or hand, you cannot banish anything, which screwed me over a few times. Valkyris is your battle phase ender, but also can tribute monsters to draw cards, which can work wonders with incantations. An important thing to note with Nekroz rituals is that you cannot tribute one monster of an equal level to summon some of them, mainly Gungnir, Valkyris, and Trishula. The incantations are valuable as ever, especially when paired with Zabor, which you guys are probably tired of seeing by now. I did run Benten and Kritzia sometimes, which gives you a stupid turn 1 following a Zabor play, but opponents rarely stuck around for me to show it off. Now, a special thing with this video is that I decided to show off 2 potential styles and lists for this deck, the other being a long combo variant utilizing Auroradon and plenty of extra deck monsters to beat your opponent before they get a turn. I for one found this version to be easier to play since I made a lot of mistakes with the original version, but it does take some practice with the combos. Everyone has their preference, so I am going to note which duels are using which list. The main combo with the Synchro version involves Despot 003, which I'm sure many of you have seen around YouTube. It also follows the most recent TCG ban list somewhat, so there is no Jet Synchron or O-Line as well. This version is a lot more linear with its plays, and it kind of has the potential to overshadow the Nekroz monsters themselves, as you're focusing more on summoning monsters like Borreload, Crystal Wing, and Archlord Kritzia. Still, it does provide a lot of benefit from a 1-card combo, and it is very hard to ignore the advantage you'll get. I'm going to show off one of the full combos first because, as expected, no one on rank was willing to sit through this, which I can perfectly understand. On stream, I did make a lot of mistakes with the deck, such as forgetting level restrictions or making some search errors. This can be a tough deck sometimes, and it did intimidate me to try it, but it does have its perks. With more decks not relying on the extra deck like they used to back in the Nekroz Prime era, there are some tough matchups you have to be careful with since some things like Unicorn and Brionek are pretty much useless. Getting into the combo, the start of it is nothing new as you want to climb into Auroradon ASAP. The worst nightmares are the popular hand traps as expected, but if they aren't around you're good. The first step is to synchro into 2 Herald of the Arc Lights right away with your tokens and despots. Doing this gives you the 2 level 4s needed for Duelist, but it also gives you the searches you need for later on. The cards you definitely need to search are Benten and Brionek. Since we opened Brionek, I did skip that step, but later on you will need to discard him for Closolas and then discard him for Cycle. Moments like this make me wonder if O-Line was the real threat here in the TCG, as Coltwing is just as absurd in a way. Now with even more materials and another Herald search, we can revive the Despots once again for some more Synchro summons. You have to summon Quandax and then Borreload in that order since Coltwing's level changes depending on the tokens left on the field. Now that we are safe from hand traps way too late into the combo, we can go shooting Riser Dragon to melt any level 1 you have in the deck to make him level 6. The only purpose this is here for is to have the materials for Ultimaya Oaken, who will give us our Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. The cool thing about this combo is that even though it is easily ruined by Dark Ruler no more, you have plenty of recovery in the hand for your following turn if needed. Since we do end up tributing Benten here, we can finally search Archlord Kritzia, which is now available to summon since we have 4 fairy monsters in the graveyard. In closing, we have 1 Omni Negate, 1 Monster Negate, and your opponent cannot special summon monsters. All of this was off of a Despot 003, so all you need to do is learn the combo well enough to beat the short rank timer that we have for some reason. I hope you guys enjoyed that showcase. I will have the pure Nekroz duels in the video still, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Make sure to like the video, and I'll catch you guys next time.